You're welcome back. In this video tutorial, I just explain you the project Forensic Lab Administration. Forensic Lab basically to test the evidence and give the report to the concerned agencies. So let's understand what we can do in the Forensic Lab. So in a Forensic Lab, they do arsenic analysis testing, ballistic testing. So ballistic means it's including bullets or any explosives, that all comes under the ballistic. Computer forensics, computer related fraud, DNA forensic, like maybe killing, murder, accident. So most of the cases you want to identify the disease or person, so DNA testing will be done in that cases. Drug screening testing, so whether the person is consumed the drug or not, or if they deal with the drug, what kind of drug it is. So that all comes under the drug screening. Firearm examinations, if there is a firearm used to kill someone or some firing has happened, so they use the firearms, so we need to check which firearm it is. Is it agency provided or unauthorized? So a lot of things will come into picture, depends on the case. Actually in that case it need to be tested. Forensic ink dating testing, so if there is a signature and if you need to prove the person is signed and ink used, when it is used, okay. So let's say it's somewhere in 1900 someone is signed, so we need to check out whether this sign is in the 1900 or not. For that they'll use the dating method. So by using the dating method they can figure out whether the sign is done in the 1900 or not. So like that there are many things. So forensic lab basically deal with all these things, and there may be many branches in the forensic lab, so each one will take up the each particular type and they'll do the testing. Now what are the steps to follow complete the project? So here are the main steps. First thing is whenever you want to do a project, you need to do the project selections, because the demand is you need to come out with a new idea. You can't do the same project again and again, so all the students can't do the same project. So for each time and each semester they're expecting something a different project, so therefore selection is important. So we also come out with a new titles. So therefore when you talk about the forensic, the number of times is done, it may be less. Therefore likewise you need to figure out different sections. So based on that you need to select the project. So for whom it's useful, first you need to identify for whom it is, how it's useful. So what is the scope? Scope means where all they can use it. So if you do for one branch, where are that branches in every city, every country, everywhere it can be used. Therefore you need to look at the scope also, and what is the depth of the project. All this you need to consider when you are selecting the project selections. So once you have project selections, based on that you need to prepare the synopsis. So synopsis is basically 2-3 pages. Here you need to indicate who are all doing the project, what is the project title, what is the software you are using, what is the hardware technology you are using, and it gives a complete idea like what exactly the project is. So next thing is the project design. So we need to design the forms. So what are the input forms like? So when you have a project, basically the project can be divided into 3 parts. One is the input entry. So input entry is to enter the input details. Then this is the process. What is the process take place? And the next is the report, the number of reports. So therefore input entries, then processing, and then report. So the 3 should be there. Then project programming, you need to write the programming. So you can use the different languages to write the program. So we are talking about the desktop application. So therefore you can use Visual Basic, CSharp, or Java, or Android, like that. Okay. So therefore you need to select the programming language. Then the project document. So based on that, so as for your curriculum or specifications, so you need to prepare a document. So the number of pages depends on the which semester you are doing, which course you are doing. Based on that, so you need to prepare the document. So these are the things is required in a academic sense. So when you are studying, you need to do a project. So these are the steps you need to follow. Forensic lab administration, this project can be implemented by using any one of these languages. So whether you can use VB.NET, you can also use CSharp.NET, we can use Java, you can use Android. So because we are talking about the desktop applications, so here these are the languages we can use, but still you can use Python or any new languages which come up, and using that also we can write the program. Apart from this, we can also make a web application. So in case of web applications, so Microsoft is concerned, you can use the ASP.NET. So in case of Java, you can use JSP. Right, then you can use PHP, then you can use Python. There are many all languages are available. We can use all of them, anyone, and then you can write the program. This project will be useful for the student who are doing any of these courses. So from this video, what you will learn? So you learn some language skills. So we'll show you some coding, like how we have done the project. And basically we're talking about the Visual Basic, or you should know like how you can use the Visual Basic to write the project. So basically we talk about forms, MDA forms, database, tables, linking. So a lot of things are important. So therefore you learn some skills here. And then domain skills. So domain is the one actually we talk about the forensic lab. We need to know what is forensic lab is. So I already tried to explain you what is a forensic lab and what they do there. So we need to go detail of it, and then we need to gather all the informations, and based on that we need to build up the forensic idea. So domain skills are also very important when you do a project. Then a work experience. So in order to get a job, like work experience is very important. Our programming experience is very important. So unless otherwise you don't have experience, you don't get the job. When you don't have a job, then you don't get the experience. That is the thing. But what you're supposed to do is you sit at home and do the project. That project will give you experience. That is a work experience. That definitely will count, because in the beginning you don't know, like you maybe know some basics of language, then you know some basics of domain, but you have to combine everything and you have to spend a lot of time on this, and then you have to complete the project. From that you'll gain the work experience. Now let's look at the forms. Which are the forms you're using in this particular project? So here is a forms list. They are in the alphabetical order. So we have around 10-15 forms here. In each form we do some activity. So we'll start with the flash screen. This is the first form, welcome screen or flash screen. So there you can show the project title. What is the title of this project? After that it will go to login form. So where you have a login credentials, and then you have to log in here. So once you log in, it will take to the MDA parent. So from the MDA parent we can go to navigate with the rest of the forms. So here important processing is lab report. So we need to create the lab report. Then we have a collections, like, so there is a collection forms to collect the evidence, collect the sample. So we take the sample here, then we do the processing, then we generate the lab report that will be sent to the corresponding agencies. So based on this there are reports actually, lab report, collection report. So this is there here, okay, and rest of them are the main entries or basic entries. Database tables. So here we are using Microsoft SQL Server as a backend. This is a Microsoft SQL Server is a backend for this particular project. Database tables. So in order to save the data, what are the data you enter, it should be saved into the tables. So therefore we have only 8 tables here. So what are the data we collect, all this go to the corresponding tables. So here is a main form. So MDA form, once you log in you can see this is a main form, and here you can see the tables. So these are the tables which are using in this project, and these are the forms, the form names. Now when you go to main entries, we have a lab type. So here is a lab type can be entered over there. Here is a sample type, that is comes under the main entries. Then you have agency detail. So here is the agency form. So this is the agency. Then employee, who are the employees working. So therefore this is the employee form. Then sample collection. So as I told already, this is the important one, collection form. This is the form will be opened. A lab report, and this is the form we are using to generate the lab. So lab report. So based on the evidence, so or based on sample, we need to generate the report. This is the report, and then rest of them are the reports. So one is collection report, one is the lab report. Like these are the reports actually. So in case you wish to buy this project, please contact us. I'll show the project demo now. And if you're not yet subscribed to our channel, please subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. Also, you want to say something to us, please write it in the comment box. So what you feel, you want to know more about, or you want you get a benefit of it. So please write your comments here. And if you like this video, click the like button. Also please share with your friends, so therefore they can also get the benefit. Fine. So let me open the project in Visual Studio. So here we are using Visual Studio Community Edition. It's a 2019. And if you don't have Visual Studio, please download from the Microsoft website and you can install. You can install the Community Edition. It's a free edition. Fine. So now I already opened the project and I can see that here is a solution explorer. Here you can see all the forms. So whenever you design the project, please give the proper name for each form. Therefore, you know like what is there inside that particular form. So here is a welcome screen, and you can see that we are using the timer here, timer control. So timer control available in the toolbox. So you can scroll down. So yeah. So where is the timer? Okay. So here it is. Okay, this is a timer control. So we add the timer control, and in the properties you need to set a property that is interval is 1000. So this is 1 second, and we make enable is equal to true. The moment you run the project, so when this form is open, the timer will start. Okay, and what is the code you written here? So you can see that we declare a variable called as I. Then I is equal to I plus 1. When timer ticks, I will be incremented. If I is greater than 5, timer 1 enable is equal to false. So we disable the timer and we hide this form and we will show the login form. So therefore next form will be shown on the screen. So the second form is a login form. So if you open the login form, here you can see that the login form is maximized. How do you do the maximization? So you have to go to properties, there is a window state, and you have to make it as a maximized. And here are the buttons, OK button, and then this is the cancel button. So when you click OK, we need to go to the database and check whether this particular user present or not. Okay, and the corresponding password. So what are the user ID you enter here, and this is the password what you enter. Both if they present in the database, then it's correct. So we'll show the MDA parent. If not, it will show the message box. Fine. Then database, you can see that here is the server explorer. If you expand this, you have a forensic data. There is a database. And if you expand the tables, you can see the tables here. Right. So now to run this project, you need to click on the start button. So here is a welcome screen. We can put what picture you want. That is always open. And here is a login form. So if you type something and then click OK, so it will show the message box because this data is not present in the database. Now what we'll do is we'll enter the correct one. So this is admin. By default we have admin. So click OK. So therefore that is correct. So therefore it log into the project. Here are the main entries. So one is a lab division. What are the different types of divisions? Okay. So one is physics lab. This is the ballistic division. So this is work. So this is we take bullet testing. So division chief engineer or chief officer. So that you need to create in the employee details. Okay. So when you create in employees, so that list will come here. So this is an employee code and a corresponding mobile number. So I'll just put one dummy mobile number. Then save. So the record is saved. Next one is a sample type. So that one bullet's already there. So you can modify the one if the record is already present. So this is a data grid view. When you click the data will come back and these two buttons are enabled, and now you can make the changes and click modify to modify the record. So next one, equipment details. So what are the equipments you are having? So okay, let's say there is a dummy data I don't want. So click delete. Yes, so it will be deleted. So click new, everything will be cleared. Then you can enter the new. So equipment code. So here is a microscope. Okay, so let's say microscope. So this is a microscope, and what is the complete name? So this is a microscope IT 123, some name. Okay, so model number, this is ID 232. So capacity microscope 100x. Purchase from, so from whom you have purchased and when is purchased. So then what is the agency name from whom you have purchased? Okay, that is ABC company. Purchase bill number, number and date and all. Then what is the cost? This cost on 2.5 lakh rupees. So let me write 2.5 lakh rupees. So here is a message box which show like how the data is inserted to the table. This is the insert statement. Insert into equipment tab. All the columns and the values are there. But that we don't want, we can remove from the coding. So therefore that message will not appear again. Right, next is the employee details. So here you need to enter all the employees who are working in the department. Next is the agency detail. So agency means who are all supplying the evidence or the samples. So we already discussed is the police department. Therefore you can say police station. So I'll take it as a PS101. Okay, so these are the one police station. So this is let's say Vijayanagar police station. Then you can have an address of this station, contact person, some Arun, and mobile number. So here we create a on station name. Sample collection, if that station brings some samples, so collection number automatically generated, then there is a date and agency name. So this is Vijayanagar police station. Then sample type, so bullets, so details, okay. So case number dated, bullet, okay. So bullet, you need to write more about that case and what is collected, and all you need to write in that. Okay, fine. So that is the collection number, the 1002. Now the lab has to prepare the report for this. So now collection number, that is 1002, and sample detail. So this is the bullet. So what it say that, okay. So then you say that bullet is fired from which gun. So gun name and all you need to write here. And related to the case, you need to write the complete details over here. And any remarks is there that you have to write, and then you have to click the save button. So that is the report generated and is given to the corresponding agencies. Based on that, here is the reports actually. Here is a sample collection list. What are the collections are done? So that is there. That printout also we can take. And next one is the lab report test. What are the lab reports we generated? So that also we can take the printout. The next one is the staff details. Who are the employees working there? That list is there. Next one is the agency list. Okay, so agency is the government agencies who give the evidence of the samples. Right. So therefore, these are the main entries, and sample collection and lab report is the processing, and these are the reports. So therefore, this project will have around 15 forms with around 9 tables, and everything is working fine. That's how you need to complete the whole project. So hope you understand this and you can try to do this project. And if you have any doubts, please write it on a comment and let me know what you're thinking. So thank you very much for watching this video. May we request again, please subscribe to our channel.